If you want to earn a college degree faster, and when I say faster, I'm talking months, not years, for an entire bachelor's degree, you've probably done some research and you've probably come across different opinions and you've probably even had doubts about this yourself. And that's what this video is all about. What I want to walk you through is the three biggest myths or rumors or misconceptions about accelerated college degrees. That way you can know for yourself, is this something that's a good fit for me? Can I actually get a bachelor's degree in 6 to 12 months? And will it work for me personally? Okay. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name's Ryan. I earned an entire bachelor's degree in just 9 months. And now I teach other people how to do it right here on this YouTube channel. So if that's something you're interested in, just subscribe. But let's jump into the myths. Okay. Myth number one. If I accelerate my degree and graduate faster, it means I'm not going to learn as much and I'm not going to be prepared for the workforce. Okay. I won't be prepared to work in my particular job. Now, this is a huge myth, and I will tell you why. The way colleges teach is very old school. It's very outdated. It's not very efficient. Okay, to sit down and learn something, we don't need to read textbooks and do homework and take quizzes and wait for teachers to grade papers and write short essays and all of the fluff that we go through in college. You don't actually need that to learn. Okay, I'm going to use math for an example. Okay, let's say you needed to learn algebra. Well, what the school would do is they would put you in a class, like a 4-month class. You'd go to school 3 times a week and you'd sit in classes and you'd do all those fluff things, homework and quizzes and all that. Okay. And in over 4 months, they would teach you part of algebra, like the algebra 1, algebra 2, their advanced algebra, things like that. But they would teach you a small part of algebra over 4 months. Well, if you just go look online, like there are much better resources for learning algebra. For example, like Khan Academy, you can go sit down and learn algebra in literally like a week. Okay. It doesn't take us 4 months to learn. So when we think, oh, if we're not spending as much time, we're not going to learn as much. Well, that's true if you're following the exact same learning methods in both of those scenarios. Okay. But if you're using really efficient learning methods in one scenario and you're using really outdated, inefficient learning methods in another scenario, you can't compare the two together and think that they're equal. Okay. Because learning today, there are more efficient resources. End of story. Okay. Another thing, colleges and universities, they teach a lot of useless, outdated, old information that we will never use in our jobs. So when you're testing out of classes, you only need to learn what's going to be on the exam and then go take that exam and test out of the class. You can skip everything that you know you're never going to need. You know it's not going to be on the exam and you know you'll never need it in your career. You can skip that stuff. You don't have to waste your time. But the cool thing is you're in control of your learning. So if there's a chunk of information that you're like, you know what, I actually need this for my career, you can sit down and learn it. But you're in control and you have the option. Okay. Myth number 2, it's not a real degree if you get it faster, or this is too good to be true, or this is cheating, or there's no way this is even possible. Schools don't allow this. Like all of those types of myths. Okay. Now let me tell you why people think those things. Okay. It's been ingrained in us from when we were children. A bachelor's degree takes 4 years. A master's degree takes 2 more years. A doctorate degree takes 2 more years after that. Like we've been taught this our entire lives. Now, that's not actually true. Universities hide that it actually on average takes way longer than what they tell you. Like an average bachelor's degree takes more than 6 years. They'll never tell you that. It's kind of their deep, dark secret. But universities have had this system for so long. They haven't really told us that there's another option. They kind of bury it under the rug and they don't tell us about it. Okay. Now the reason for this 4-year system is because colleges and universities are businesses and we are their customers. And the longer we stay in school, the more money they make. So they want us to stay in school. So they put us on this structured learning path that just drags us along and takes us longer. Now, accelerated degrees, a lot of times, like The exact same school you wanted to go to your whole life will have accelerated degrees that are self-paced, and you can go the accelerated path and walk away with the exact same degree, but they don't advertise those accelerated degrees because they make less money when you go down those paths. Now, a lot of schools are kind of getting savvy to students are wanting accelerated options, so they're creating accelerated options that aren't really accelerated, and they're advertising like 8-week terms and things like that, but they have caps on how fast you can graduate, so it's still not that much faster. But there are totally rock solid legitimate schools that literally allow you to go through your entire degree program at your own pace. If you graduate with a degree in 4 months or 6 months, like, they will literally send you the exact same diploma that they sent somebody else that took 4 years. Okay. It's literally the same degree. Okay. The reason people like automatically start to think, no way, it's not possible, it's too good to be true, is because it's totally opposite of what we've been taught our whole lives. But just keep in mind, the reason we've been taught this our whole lives is because that's how they make the most money. Okay. It's not because it actually takes us 4 years to learn what we need to learn in college. You can learn way faster. Okay. Now, maybe the story is different if you're like wanting to be a surgeon. Let's say you want to be a heart surgeon. You have to learn how to operate on people's hearts. Like, please don't accelerate that. And there probably aren't options to accelerate that. But for a vast majority of normal degrees that aren't like that, you can do it faster. And it's the same degree, like literally the same diploma as you would get in 4 years. You're just doing it faster. Okay. Now, number 3, people think testing out of classes, that's too hard. I'm not smart enough. I suck at testing. This is just not going to work for me. I want you to take a step back and realize one thing, okay? If you go to school the normal way, you still have to take the exams, but you also have to do the homework and the quizzes and the essays and the study guides and lesson plans and group projects and all of that, and then you still take the exams, okay? Erase everything else, only take the exam, and it's easier, okay? Even if the exams are hard for you. Now, having said that, there are some methods that make taking tests way easier. One of those methods is just knowing what's going to be on the exam. You don't have to go and study every bit of information in an entire textbook to pass an exam. You just need to figure out what's going to be on that exam so that you can study the right things. If I told you tomorrow, I'm going to quiz you on, I don't know, subject X, okay? But you knew exactly what principles you needed to learn. You could go and study those things and take the test and do well tomorrow because you know exactly what's going to be on that test, okay? The same goes for college. If you know what you need to learn to pass an exam, you can go learn those things, take a test, test out of a class. So those are the 3 biggest things. Like I said, this channel is all about hacking college, graduating faster. If that's something you're interested in, just like the video, subscribe to the channel. You'll see more videos like this. If you want to learn the entire degree hacking process, like the 3-step process that I used to graduate in 9 months, I'll leave a link to my degree hacking tutorial down in the description. I hope this helps. I hope this video has added value to your day. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in the next video.